Hello, everybody. This is Ron Cisco from God's Creation Observatory. Um, I was going to uh, process a some images I took last night for the Sombrero Galaxy. I did not get any images last night. It was supposed to be clear, and it started out clear, and then it got cloudy. So I got maybe two or three images and that's just not enough to mess with. I will do the processing on that at a later time. I'm going to get some more images of that galaxy. It's pretty neat galaxy. I've gotten images before. I wasn't real happy with them, but I'm going to try using my new telescope. I don't know. It's got such a short uh, focal length that it's going to be pretty small. I'll see how it comes out. If it doesn't come out, I probably need to switch back to uh, my Newtonian, my 8-inch Newtonian, because it's the nebulas are hard to get now. Um, so probably ought to just worry about galaxies. I really want to wait a little bit and get the Andromeda galaxy so big that with my 8-inch, I have to have a mosaic. And I'm wondering if I might be able to capture the Andromeda with just one image with my smaller telescope. So I might wait and about the middle of this month I should be able to start getting it. Um, we'll see. But anyway, I don't have anything to process. I've got plenty to process, but I don't. My plans were not. They're not going to come to fruition. So I'm just going to talk a little bit. I really didn't have anything to talk about until maybe 2 minutes ago, um, 3 minutes ago, 4 minutes ago, maybe 5 minutes ago. Uh, but there's something that um, God laid on my heart that I wanted to talk about. Uh, I was a Democrat. Hey, this is going to be political. Yeah, I don't talk a lot about political stuff to people, but tonight I am. Um, I was a Democrat for most of my life, actually, uh, and I started seeing things that didn't quite sit with me. Um, the abortion thing. I know women say, well, "You're not going to tell me what I can do with my body," and you're not. I don't want to tell you what you can do with your body, but that's a baby, and um, so you know, uh, that's one of the things that I saw that changed me from a liberal to a conservative. Um, I know what an abortion's like. Um, it's a heart wrenching thing. If there's any um, feeling in the woman that's having an abortion, she can't help but feel that she's done something that has ended a life. It's not just some tissue. It's an actual life. It didn't just grow there. It was put there by God. Um, and so uh, but that's one of the things that switched me from a Democrat or a liberal to a conservative. Um, I think it seems to me like the conservatives are more and more for the normal working person. Um, they're both gonna cater to the rich. They both do. The Democrats can't fool me. They are, um, they're being bought. The Republicans do too. They're both the same in that regard. But the what I see is the Republicans being more doing things more for the working people. Everybody says, well, Trump's going to give all the rich people tax breaks. I remember when he gave tax breaks, my paycheck went up. I'm not rich. I'm not rich by any means, but my paycheck, my take home increased. I got a tax break. I think that as far as taxes are concerned, there is there's a couple different ways that I would think that gotta take a look at my phone here for a second. There's a couple things that I would think that are would be better tax wise. Everybody talks about a fair tax. Well, when they're talking about a fair tax, they're talking about a sales tax. I don't want a sales tax. Now, if you want a tax that's fair for everybody, let's just do a flat tax. Let's say, and it could be a progressive flat tax. Let's say everybody that makes $200,000 pays 10%. That's not much. That's true. But there is no, at the end of the year, you fill out a tax form and you get 90% of your money back. Maybe it would be 20%. But that would give us more money, give the country more money to operate on, because nobody's getting any tax breaks. Everybody's the same. The lower income under that $200,000, or maybe $150,000, whatever was decided, where the cutoff point was, maybe they only pay 5%. Everybody pays some, and that would be fair. That's a fair tax. Everybody's paying the same, and everybody is contributing, and nobody's getting anything back from somebody else. I don't know if that's something that you think might be good. Let me know. I'm not going to change anything. I can't change. I don't have the ability to change anything, but I think that's a good idea. So, I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, it's no good. The poor have to pay. Yes, the poor have to pay, but 5% isn't very much. If you got $100, it's $5. That's not that big of a deal. I can remember when I was younger, I didn't have much money. There was times where I wasn't sure where my next meal was going to come from. If it hadn't been for a gal that ran a little grocery store giving me credit, there was a time where I wouldn't have been able to eat. Once I got on my feet, I paid her back, and I appreciated what she did for me. You know, there's ways that we can help everybody if they need it. Sometimes people get help and they don't really need it. They just don't need it. But it is what it is. So anyway, this talk's probably going to be really short. Like I said, I didn't really have anything to talk about. I just thought I'd stir some stuff up. I know I'm probably going to get some hate, and that's fine. If that's how you feel, that's fine. But anyway, I've switched, and it was a gradual thing. I went from being a progressive, a liberal, not really progressive, but liberal. Went from being liberal to conservative, and it took a lot of years. I voted for Obama. I voted for Clinton. I was still a liberal back then. I wish people would talk instead of calling names. And Trump, if he would keep his mouth shut, I think that he can do some good. But he can't seem to keep his mouth closed, and it causes problems. That gives ammunition to the other side. I know most of the time he does it to get them riled up, and it works. They get riled up. But anyway, I wish people would talk about the issues rather than just kind of throwing vitriol stuff out there and being mean to each other. I have got friends that are liberal. There's a couple of them that I have just quit talking to because they are so every little thing they just jump all over it and run with it. And it may be true and it may not be true, but it's just sad to see people fight the way they do. That's one of the things that I see about the liberals is they want people divided. That sure seems like what it is to me. They don't want people getting together. They create animosity between people. And people will listen to what some of the I would say higher ups. They're not really higher. They're leaders. They listen to the leaders, and whatever the leaders say, they run with. And I liked Trump. I liked what he did. I didn't like the way he talked. And I've said that from the beginning. I don't like the way he badmouth people. I don't like the way um, he will attack people. I don't like that. But I've seen the things that he's done, and he's done some good. And the tariffs, I don't know how that's going to turn out. That may not turn out very good at all. It may be all right. It may do exactly what he thinks it's going to do. I hope he's right. That's one of those things we'll just have to wait and see, because we're not going to know until it's all done and over with. So anyway, I think I'm going to maybe get off here. I don't know. I didn't have anything, like I said, I really didn't have much to talk about. If you disagree with me, fine, disagree with me, and send me a message and go ahead and disagree with me. But if you start attacking me or anything else, I will just shut you off. I won't put up with that. I'm not going to attack anybody for how they feel, what they believe, and I don't want to be attacked for the same reason that I'm not attacking you. So anyway, if you decide that you would like to, debate, or you have a different idea, or you have some of the same ideas I do, go ahead and send me a message. You can send me a message at info@godscreationobservatory.com. You can send me a message right there. I will get it and I will respond. So anyway, I think I'm going to call it a short night. And my all-sky camera had died. It's run by a Raspberry Pi. Some of you may know what that is. Some of you probably don't. It's a little, very small computer, and it died. I don't know what happened to it. It just the power. It just wasn't accepting power. So I got a new one, and I got it up and running. It was up and running. Let me see if, I don't know if it's still working or not. We will see. Yeah, I still got to do a little bit of, unable to connect to it. I got to do a little bit. It's working. It's just I've got to get the routing to it figured out. I haven't messed with it a whole lot. I was getting ready to do this live stream. So anyway, I'm going to call it quits, and like I said, if you want to discuss things, I'm more than happy to discuss them. I won't stand for any attacks. I'll just shut you off. So anyway, have a good night, and I will be back again next Wednesday. Hopefully I'll have something to process next Wednesday. So everybody have a good night, and God bless you all, and I'll see you later.